I'm Adam with Health and Fitness.
I'm Ashley with the weather.
I'm Victoria with the news.
And special guest star, Gandhi.
And we're APW News.
Thanks for joining us today on May 3rd, 1930. We are APW News. Currently in India, the weather is hot with a high of 108 degrees and a low of 100 degrees with a 0% chance of rain. Now here's Tori with the news.
This just in, Gandhi, a major figure in the Indian independence movement, recently walked from his base, Sabarmati Ashram, near Ahmedabad, to the seacoast near the village of Dandi. The march, known as the Salt March, was a direct action campaign of tax resistance and non-violent protest against the British salt monopoly in colonial India. The purpose of the Salt March was to produce salt without paying the tax. During his journey, growing numbers of Indians joined him along the way. When Gandhi broke the salt laws on April 6, 1930, it sparked large-scale acts of civil disobedience against the British Raj salt laws by millions of Indians. The campaign had a significant effect on changing world and British attitude towards Indian independence, and caused large numbers of Indians to join the fight for the first time. Now here's Addie with Health and Fitness.
Yeah. As you know, walking is very beneficial for your health. In this case, Gandhi walked for 24 days and 240 miles in his journey. He approximately burned 20,000 calories and lost a lot of weight, due to the fact that he was fasting throughout much of the walk. Back to you, Tori.
Here in the studio, we have a surprise exclusive interview with the man himself, Gandhi. Thanks for joining us today, Gandhi.
It's my pleasure.
Please tell us about your overall philosophy on this independence movement.
Well, as you know, I firmly believe in civil disobedience. Civil disobedience has become lawless or corrupt, and a citizen who barters with such a state shares in its corruption and lawlessness.
Do you have any symbols in your movement?
Why, actually, I do. My main symbols are the satyagraha and the spinning wheel. I use the symbol of satyagraha to encourage principles of passive resistance and civil disobedience, while the spinning wheel acts to represent simplicity and self-sufficiency.
Very interesting. What were your main causes to take part in this salt march?
Well, even though the taxation of salt has occurred in India since the earliest of times, the tax was greatly increased when the British East India Company began to establish its rule over provinces in India. Also, in 1835, special taxes were imposed on Indian salt to facilitate its import.
What do you hope will come out of this march?
Hopefully, the British will realize their fault in placing high and unreasonable taxes on such an important product like salt, and will then repeal their unfair taxes and laws. I also hope that it will inspire the rest of India to step up and take part in the peaceful movement for India's independence.
Very interesting. Thank you, Gandhi.
It was my pleasure. I enjoyed it. I am Mahatma Gandhi. See you later.
Now here's Addie with our open letter.
Dear British policeman, thanks for arresting the most famous, most peaceful, most awesome person ever a month after he walked frickin' 240 miles. I mean, how cruel are you? He's probably going to fast too. Do you want to be responsible for the death of the greatest man, like, ever? I don't think so. Stupid British people, all they're good for are cool accents and tea. Best wishes, Addie.
Thanks for watching APW News.
Thanks for joining us.
Wait. Okay. Alright.
You got it, Tori.
More? Yeah. Why are you so tall?
Alright.
Okay. Here in the studio we... Oh.
Okay.
We get Okay.
Wait, what's my accent? Can you say my accent? What is it again? I firmly, well, I'm not saying it right. What's my accent again? As I say, civil disobedience becomes a sacred duty when the state has become lawless or corrupt. Victory at the battle of Plassey.
Okay, so